Why are some people smarter than others? Why are some more curious? Why do we all respond differently, even if to the same stimuli? These are all foundational questions of psychology, and questions that I hope to answer in today's video, through the context of Armin and Attack on Titan. This video can be seen as a sort of continuation of my last video, so if you haven't seen that, I recommend you check it out so you can get some more context, but it won't be required to understand this video. So, without further ado, let's get into the psychology of curiosity and the long-term effects of trauma. Armin, throughout all of Attack on Titan, has always been a kid obsessed with the idea of the outside world. Although often outshined by Eren's obsession with freedom, Armin was the one who first introduced the dangerous concept of the outside world to Eren through the illegal book that he got from his grandfather. In terms of curiosity, there are three main types. Diverse, which is surface level and is just about exploring the world to keep yourself entertained. Empathic, which is about understanding the thoughts and feelings of others. And epistemic, which is the category that Armin fits best into. Epistemic curiosity is the strong intrinsic feeling of needing answers about the world. It is also a strong mental drive that pushes people to further their own knowledge. Cool as the qualitative theories and understandings may be, it doesn't mean too much if we don't know why these things happen on a biological level. And as with most deep psychological drives, curiosity is pushed forward by our good friends known as hormones. Dopamine, which is both a hormone and neurotransmitter, acts to reinforce certain behaviors and actions. In this exact case, whenever we are curious about something and find an answer to it, it reinforces that behavior even more, acting as a reinforcement feedback loop. Although this may seem sort of hard to notice at first in Armin, small incremental progressions do happen, slowly but surely, making him desire the truth even more. Take for example Armin discovering the truth about Annie, as well as Bathtub and Reiner. These events make him realize that there is likely life outside the walls, or at the very least, that something huge is being hidden from them. Back to what I said at the start of the video though, why are some people more driven by intelligence and curiosity than others? Is it genetics? Environment? Chemistry? Well, as you probably assumed, it's all of the above. There's no set reason for why some people act differently than others. It's a mix of who their family line is, their biological makeup, and their environment. Something that does play a role though, and has been seen to be correlated with individuals with higher intelligence, is a larger capacity in their working memory. So basically, if you can hold more information, the odds are greater that you will be a smarter individual. Another aspect within the brain is neuroplasticity, which is simply your brain's wonderful ability to restructure and rewire itself to take more efficient paths or rebuild itself from physical trauma. So that explains why some are more intelligent, but why might Armin be more curious than others? That comes down once again to the pathways of pleasure through dopamine. Some simply find themselves with a question, and when they give into that desire for the truth, the cycle just reinforces itself. As I spoke on in the last video though, this drive for knowledge throughout not just Armin, but really the entire cast of AOT leads to some less than favorable discoveries that carry really devastating consequences. I'm now just going to list off some of the traumatic events that have been witnessed by Armin throughout the story, just to jog your memory so I can get into how it's affected him psychologically. The fall of Shiganshina and the destruction of his home. Him killing a person to save Jean's life. Eating Bertolt alive to continue living. Being molested while disguised as Historia, failing to stop the majority of the rumbling, watching Eren get eaten alive, killing hundreds of innocents in the Liberio port, watching Sasha get shot and killed, watching Hannes get eaten alive, having to kill his best friend to save humanity, and so much more. But I had to leave out a lot for the sake of time. Trauma responses over time can come in many different forms, but most often it has to do with the regulation of emotions and numbness. Emotional numbness or lack of proper regulation is shown many times in Attack on Titan to be an effect on Armin in the long term. One of the best examples that I found comes pretty late in the story when Armin and the others are trying to deal with the Jaegerists. He completely detaches himself from his true emotions in order to manipulate people, specifically Yelena, when he breaks down crying to gain favor in her eyes. In psychology, this is called emotional dissonance, when the act you put on, in this case being Armin's fake crying, conflicts with your true emotions, which would be anger and desperation to get free and stop the rumbling. Due to all the trauma that Armin has been experiencing, he begins to comfortably detach himself from his true self to get what he wants. This example is good at showing lack of emotional control, but doesn't really go to show how trauma can stack up and make you feel truly numb. But in the final arc of the story, when Eren explains everything to Armin, we finally see the weight that has been put on Armin's shoulders through his reaction. Armin thanks Eren for committing mass genocide. And this is one of the main reasons why so many people hate on Armin, but for me, it's one of the reasons I find him so interesting. Armin has lost absolutely everything: his comrades, his closest friend, his understanding of the world, and his dreams. He has nothing left to say. He is entirely exhausted and just wants it all to end. And I feel that this plays into the true nature of what the opposite ends of the spectrum of trauma can bring to people. Sure, it can make you mad, sad, or have no control, but in Armin, he just feels empty. Armin isn't a perfect character. He has flaws, just like everyone else in AOT. But I hope through these 2 videos I've made, I've at least made it clear as to why he does some of the things that he does, and taught you something along the way. Psychology isn't an exact science. It's a spectrum. It varies heavily from person to person. And everything within psychology is a spectrum. Trauma expression can change lots from person to person, and intelligence isn't just about genetics. As always though, thank you so much for watching. It would mean the world if you could drop a like and subscribe. And if you like this video, I highly recommend you check out some of my other ones for some more high quality anime psychology content. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.